Today we have with us our guest of honor, Shri Kinjarapu Ram Mohan Naidu, Honorable Union Minister of Civil Aviation, Government of India. With his deep understanding of civil aviation policy, Mr. Naidu has been pivotal in shaping the regulatory and strategic direction of India's aviation sector. With immense pleasure, I humbly request Sir to kindly address the gathering. आइए तालियों के साथ उनका स्वागत करें.
Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, who has been kind enough to grace the inaugural event of this summit, and due to his prior commitments, he is not able to stay with us for long. Shri Bhupender Rajnikant Patel ji, Secretary Civil Aviation Government of India Samir Kumar Sinha ji, Chairperson IFSCA Shri K. Rajaraman ji, Chairman FICCI Civil Aviation Committee and President Airbus India Mr. Jorgen Westermeyer, officials from Ministry of Civil Aviation, Chairman AI, DG DGCA, and all the important stakeholders representing IFSCA, FICCI, and the global stakeholders of aviation industry. Ladies and gentlemen, namaste, and a very, very good morning to each and every one of you. There are people who have come from different parts of the country and different parts of the world also, so I warmly welcome you to the land of Gujarat, the vibrant Gujarat and the beautiful Gujarat. And more importantly, I welcome you to the gift city, which is the brainchild of the Prime Minister, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji. It is my privilege and delight to welcome each one of you to the India Aircraft Leasing Summit, Financial Summit 2.0, here at Gift City, which is one of the most dynamic and forward-looking financial centers in Asia. That we are gathering here for the second consecutive year, this itself is a strong testament to the momentum that this initiative has generated and the confidence that the global community is placing in India's aviation ambitions. On behalf of all the esteemed industry partners that are present here, I extend our appreciation to the Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, who has been giving us special support for the Indian aviation industry by whatever the state government is doing with the gift city here. And the support that is being extended from all the other stakeholders also, I would like to initially thank all of them for giving that warm support from each and every one of you. And it is very important for us. This summit is in fact very extraordinary because of the participation requests that have come from stakeholders across the country and across the world. What we were expecting was a certain number, but I have to be honest and tell you that the audience here has exceeded our expectations, and also the quality of participation is in fact very, very exciting and also very encouraging for all of us. And we have to say that we are converging here at the right time with the right intent, and we are in the right place. Exactly 1 year ago, many of us sat here in this very city and in this very room and asked a very bold question: can India bring aircraft leasing home? Today I stand before you to say we are very well on our way to answering that question with an emphatic yes. None of this would have been possible without the transformative vision of our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. It has been his clarion call, make in India, make for the world, and his unwavering commitment to position India as a global economic powerhouse that has given every sector of our economy, including aviation, both purpose and direction. Under his leadership, India has emerged not merely as one of the world's fastest growing economies, but also as a nation that the world looks to for inspiration, for partnership, and more importantly, for leadership. This summit and the ecosystem we are building around it is a direct expression of that vision we carry. Indeed, it was Prime Minister Modi ji who envisioned this gift city nearly 20 years ago, and elevating the Gujarat spirit of Motu Vicharo, Motu Karo, which is to think big and achieve big. That has been the bold dream under his leadership, which is becoming India's gateway to global financial markets. I would say Gujarat is India's window to the world, and more importantly, that window today is the gift city. I sincerely believe that together, guided by the spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, we will establish a truly enabling framework for aircraft leasing and financing in the country. Let me begin with the scale of opportunity that we are discussing. India's aviation sector is not merely growing, it is transforming at a pace that is catching the attention of the entire world. Passenger traffic in financial year 26 alone has touched 191 million on combined domestic and international routes. If you talk about India's commercial fleet, it is set to reach 1,100 aircrafts by 2027, and it will triple over by 2035 in the next 10 years to up to 2,250, making India the largest civil aviation, third largest civil aviation market in the world. We are proudly say today that we are the third largest domestic civil aviation market, but in the next years, the kind of growth and momentum that we are seeing in the industry, we are very, very certain that overall, we are going to become the third largest aviation market in the world. And if you look at the orders that our Indian domestic carriers have placed, Indigo has placed up to 1330 aircrafts with Airbus. Jorgen is a witness to that. And also Air India, our biggest other carrier, also has around 570. And there are many other players who are coming into this foray. And they are not just fleet expansion exercises that we are doing here, but they are the declaration of faith in India's aviation future. And ideally, right here in India, the question is not whether the demand exists today. The question is whether we have built the ecosystem to serve it. And that is precisely why we have all collected here, gathered here today, that this extraordinary growth story, this did not happen by chance. It is the product of deliberate, sustained, and bold governance under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister. His vision of New India, one that competes and leads in every global arena, has fundamentally reset the aspirations of our aviation sector, and more importantly, for 140 crore people that are residing in this country. The infrastructure investments, the regulatory reforms, the ease of doing business initiatives, and India's newfound confidence on the world stage, these are all chapters of the same story of national resurgence that has been authored by our Honorable Prime Minister. The aviation sector is proud to be one of the most visible expressions of that resurgence. Let me give you a sense of just how much we have moved in the last 1 year and since we have finished our last summit in March 2025. Greenfield airport projects of national importance, Navi Mumbai and Jewar, which were one of the most prestigious airport projects in the country, they have been inaugurated. And on one single day, which was November 23rd of last year, India recorded the highest ever domestic passenger count of over 5.3 lakh, which was a historic milestone. And since that day in November 23, there have been multiple days where have been consistently crossing 5 lakh passengers every single day. That shows the strength and resilience of our Indian aviation market today. And there are new airlines which have received government approvals. A record number of commercial pilot licenses have been issued in the last 1 year, and most significantly, a historic outlay of over 29,000 crores under the modified UDAN scheme has been committed for developing 100 airports and 200 heliports over the next 10 years. This has been a strong requirement from the industry also, how UDAN itself has helped a resurgence in the Indian aviation sector. So building on that foundation, the UDAN 1.0 has given us, we are taking it up to the next level. And I was so happy to see that the government of India, especially our Honorable Prime Minister, has committed 29,000 crores to this sector over the next 10 years. And we have to see that the Indian aviation sector is flying high on the success of Honorable Prime Minister's UDAN vision. An investment of this scale has been announced for the first time ever in the history of Indian aviation. And this sector is definitely being supported by the government of India, and this is one big example. And since our first summit in March 2025, we have not merely spoken about reform, but we have delivered it also. The most consequential step, which everyone here also agrees with, has been the enactment of Protection of Interest in Aircraft Objects Act 2025, which is the ratification of Cape Town Convention. This legislation aligns India's legal framework with the Cape Town Convention, which is one of the most significant international treaties governing aviation finance and leasing. Its impact has also been profound. where it strengthens creditor rights, provides clear and enforceable repossession mechanisms, and defines a statutory waiting period of 2 months in case of insolvency situations before creditors may seek repossession. For years, lessors were restricted from exercising their IDERA rights and faced prolonged delays, a cost that was ultimately borne by every Indian airline and through higher fares by every Indian passenger also. That gap has now been addressed, and industry estimates suggest that this reform alone could save Indian carriers in the vicinity of $500 million annually. India's Cape Town Convention Compliance Index score immediately jumped 10 points to 71.5 today, boosting investor confidence and reducing the risk premium for lessors by an estimated 8 to 10%, a risk premium that in the absence of this legislation might have increased by as much as 15%. So you can see how much impact just the ratification and the creation of this legal sanctity for Cape Town Convention has created. And this is not just a marginal gain, but a structural shift that we are seeing. I'm also pleased to report that a second commitment that we have made in the last summit, that has also been fulfilled, which is the constitution of a high-level stakeholder committee. The order has been issued, and the committee, comprising nodal officers from relevant government departments and industry associations, will examine the overall framework governing aircraft leasing and recommend further measures to strengthen the ecosystem. And this was thoroughly discussed last time also, because events are good, summits are good, we are all meeting in this place, but there has to be continuous engagement, and the feedback which the industry is giving to the ministry or the government bodies needs to be regulated at a continuous engagement process. So we have initiated the high-level committee also, and that is going to be work in progress behind the curtains. They are going to continuously work and engage with you and do the right things. And in the Union Budget of February 2026, announced by the Honorable Finance Minister, the government formalized an extended tax horizon for IFSC-based leasing structures, providing the long-term policy predictability that international investors and lessors need to commit capital with confidence. The suite of incentives now available at Gift City is very, very formidable. 100% tax deduction on capital gains from the transfer of aircraft by IFSC units, exemption from withholding tax for IFSC-based lessors, tax exemption on dividends paid between IFSC aircraft leasing units, and many more things which I feel that many of you are already aware of. And taken together, this is one of the most competitive and comprehensive incentive frameworks for aircraft leasing that you're going to find anywhere in the world. And these reforms are already showing results. As of December 2025, GIFT IFSC is home to 38 registered aircraft lessors with 370 leased assets valued at $5.8 billion and approximately $615 million in aviation financing executed through IFSC banking units. These are all real numbers, real transactions, real capital which is flowing into India's aviation ecosystem. I must also acknowledge with deep gratitude that these reforms did not emerge in isolation. The Protection of Aircraft Interests Act and also the IFSC tax framework and the broader policy architecture supporting aviation finance are all rooted in our Honorable Prime Minister's philosophy of governance, which is long-term in its thinking, global in its ambition, and uncompromising in its commitment to making India a first-class destination for both investment and also at the same time for enterprise. It is his personal conviction that India must not merely be a consumer of global financial systems, but also an architect of them, that has driven us to build what we are building here today at Gift City. I also wish to express our sincere appreciation to the Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat and the government of Gujarat once again for the consistent and wholehearted support extended to Gift City and to this summit also. Gujarat has always been a state that leads in its enterprise, in its innovation, and in its process of welcoming the world into this country. Under our Chief Minister's stewardship, the state government has also been an active and enabling partner in building Gift City into a financial powerhouse that we are envisioning today. And from infrastructure facilitation to regulatory cooperation, From attracting global firms to nurturing local talent, Gujarat's contribution to this ecosystem cannot be overstated. So I am very, very grateful, and I look forward to deepening this partnership not only with the government of Gujarat, but all the stakeholders that are here today. I have to say there are a lot of serious faces, some familiar faces, some new faces, which is the right mix that we need to have for the intent. But the intention of the government is more like matchmaking. It is bringing all the right stakeholders here today and to form those partnerships which can be a gain for the whole industry together. And one of the important processes of matchmaking is that you have to be serious in intent is good, but there has to be a smile on the faces, there has to be positive energy in the room. So I would like to see that kind of positive energy not only in this session but all throughout the day, so that the process of matchmaking that we want to see today happens at a very good pace. And while we celebrate the progress that we are seeing in aviation, we must also be candid about what remains to be done. This summit is not just a victory lap, but it is a strategy session for all of us. The IFSCA's own consultation paper of March 2026 has rightly identified that many leasing entities in GIFT City still function as sublessors, with ownership, primary financing, and structuring continuing to happen offshore. We must try to change this a little. Today's deliberations will be anchored around 6 priorities. And for the first one, scaling GIFT IFSC as a true global leasing hub, where there is not just a it is just not a registration destination, but a full-scale service center where transactions are originated, structured, executed, and also managed. And the proposed framework for trust and company service providers and the special purpose vehicles with the GIFT City has approved is a very important step in that direction. Second, supporting the transition to next generation fuel efficient fleets through innovative leasing structures. India's climate commitments are firm, and aviation must play a very strong role in it. Lessors who align with this transition will find India to be a willing and an able partner to them. And I also like to request most of you that are here to think beyond just the Airbus 350 or the Boeing 737 families or the narrow bodies or the wide bodies, because India's aviation landscape is too vast and diverse for a one-size-fits-all approach. Let us look at 100-seaters, let us look at the 40-seaters, let us look at the regional aircrafts that are going to come in because of the Tier 2 and Tier 3 airports that we have created in the country. Let us look at helicopters, seaplanes, freighter plane, and also other aviation platforms. We have simulators, so a lot of different options are there, and it is very important for us to strengthen each and every vertical that we are going to see. And I'm also pleased to share that seaplane operations very soon in the next month itself, or in this month itself, we are going to start in Lakshadweep, which was supposed to be a very impossible task for quite some time. So the government, especially the Ministry of Civil Aviation, has gone through all the challenges that this specific sector was facing before. We have streamlined the guidelines, and we are proud to say that very soon India is going to see seaplane operations back on its map, and we are going to grow on it. So that is a great opportunity for people who are looking at leasing into seaplane operations also. And thirdly, we have deepening of domestic financing. We cannot just build a world-class leasing hub if Indian banks and institutional investors remain on the margins. Rupee-denominated financing is not just a convenience, it is a strategic imperative that we all need to take advantage of. We want to see much greater participation from our domestic financial institutions as full partners in aviation finance and not just being on the peripheral layers. Fourth is completing the remaining legal and tax reforms, and I'm sure there will be many more coming in, advices and feedback coming in through the sessions today. So including treaty alignment, harmonization of withholding tax obligations, and streamlining the approved TCSP and SPV frameworks, and to remove the last structural bottlenecks that might create some small obligations in the future. And the fifth one is building robust dispute resolution capabilities. Efficient enforcement of contracts and asset security is a non-negotiable for any serious financial center. So we are committed to ensuring that GIFT City has its institutional mechanisms to stand shoulder to shoulder with one of the top industries across the world like Dublin, Singapore, Dubai. And the sixth one I want to talk about is catalyzing innovative financial instruments like alternative investment funds, asset-backed structures, and emerging digital financial tools to unlock new sources of capital and broadening the investor base for the Indian aviation ecosystem. And we are also actively working, I need to mention these two things for you, some forward-looking concepts, which is the fractional ownership in aviation. We are continuously engaging with the Ministry of Finance also in this regard, and we are putting forward what we have been continuously listening, what is flowing to our ears. We are trying to create a policy so that the fractional ownership also becomes a reality in our country. And also with that, we are also looking about how to create aircraft as an infrastructure asset. So this is also under serious consideration. Our team in the ministry, especially our secretary, has been very proactive in getting these things done through the engagements, proper and positive engagements with the other industries. And I am also quite positive about this, that the fractional ownership and taking aircraft as an infrastructure asset, these are two things that are in the progress, work in progress, and we will surely achieve something good out of this. And I want to reiterate something that I've said before and will continue to say in the future also, which is India does not seek to compete with the established global leasing hubs. We seek to complement them. The scale of the global aircraft leasing market, and particularly the India-related portion of that market, is large enough to accommodate multiple thriving centers across the world. We have always had many businesses or many industries, many sectors. They are not just operating with one center across the globe. Now, the globe has been so strongly connected that we can have multiple regional centers across the world, and India wants to be a strong player in that region. We want to be a global player, but at the same time complementing the global industry while making ourselves a very strong partner in that. So if you look at Dublin, because Gift City has its own advantages right now, then you can see in comparison how we are playing out with the other countries. And we look at Dublin, which is very well developed, is relatively more expensive in terms of real estate and wages. This is me making my pitch for Gift City. So Singapore carries a very higher cost structure for new entities. So when you're setting up operations there, definitely there needs to be some shelling of money from the pockets. And Dubai, unlike Gift City, does not have a specialized focus on aviation leasing, where it is a general financial hub which caters for many industries. So this is an innate advantage that you'll find in Gift City. And all the people who are come from across the world, I think that is one thing that you will appreciate, especially about this Gift City when you're looking at aviation, that this is a tailor-made thing for Indian aviation and more for the South Asian aviation also. So we are not defining the boundaries that what happens here is only restricted to domestic aviation, but we have a bigger market out here. Look at the Southeast Asia, and this is one of the strongest markets that you'll see in future. Each and every country that is surrounding India and which is closer to this region, they're all seeing a big boom in aviation today, and they're all going to look at India as a leader in aviation. They're all going to see and follow the path India is going to take. So it is very important for us to take the right steps to create the right ecosystems, because not only India, but the bigger region is also supported, bigger region is also enabled through the ecosystems that we build here. So Gift City is not merely a competitive option for India-related leasing, but it is the natural home. What we are building at Gift City is a home for India's aviation financing needs. When an Indian airline signs a lease, when an Indian import is financed, when an Indian aircraft is registered, at least a meaningful share of that economic activity should reside in India. That is the major objective that we want to achieve. And that is the vision. And I feel it is an achievable vision with a collective effort from all of us. India's banking ecosystem at GIFT IFSC now comprises 37 banks, including 20 foreign banks also. And over 1,100 firms operate in this zone. Banking assets collectively have crossed 100 billion US dollars, and global names like MUFG, DBS, Stanchart, Citibank, they're all active here alongside our Indian banking systems. And the infrastructure is real, and the momentum that we all feel is also real, and so is our commitment. And to every lessor, every financier, every investor, every legal and advisory firm in this room, the government of India is a committed partner with each and every one of you in this endeavor. These reforms we have all introduced are not just episodic, but they're all building blocks of a durable policy framework. We will listen carefully to what you all have to say today, and we will definitely act on it. And that is a commitment. We have the track record. You have seen what happened in the first summit and how we have followed up on the feedback that we have got. And we are extending that commitment again today, that whatever engagement happens here today will be followed up with real commitment from the Government of India. And let me also put the scale of leasing opportunity in plain numbers that we have today. Indian carriers currently have outstanding deliveries of 1640 aircrafts. Airlines will pay up to 4 to 5 billion US dollars per year over the next 10 years just towards lease rentals. And that is a 50 billion US dollar opportunity for the leasing ecosystem in India over the next decade. And consider this, approximately 85% of our scheduled fleet today is already leased. And the aircraft leasing and financial business is most profitable segment in the entire aviation value ecosystem, and it has to be pulled onshore. And I want all of you to take advantage of that opportunity that we have in this country. And by building this ecosystem, we are directly supporting the Atmanirbhar Bharat vision and the mission of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji. Under his decisive leadership, India's aviation sector has always remained strong amidst global turbulence, amidst a lot of challenges we have been facing, ministry have been facing, I have been facing, especially the air closures that we see, geopolitical uncertainty, reduced operations. And I commonly joke that every other ministry that is there, it is a 9 to 5 job. At 5 o'clock, they can close their files, go home, and when they come back in the morning, when they open the file at 9 o'clock, they can start afresh. But Ministry of Civil Aviation never sleeps. It's a 24-hour job. You see a volcano erupting in Ethiopia, also we are affected. You see a war or some crisis happening in remotest part of the world, you'll see that something happening with civil aviation. So it is a very dynamic ministry, and we take that challenge in good stride, in a positive stride. We are committed people here in the ministry, along with my team. I can give you the confidence on behalf of my whole team that we are all committed individuals who want to see this sector grow and take full advantage and the potential of the opportunities that are present here today. Aviation for a long time in the country has been like how many airports you are creating and how many people are you transporting from one part to the other. But now we are trying to unlock the whole ecosystem. It is not only about creating world-class airports, it's not only about increasing the number of people that are there, not only increasing the aircrafts. We are looking at the MRO ecosystem. We are looking at the manufacturing ecosystem. I have 10 more pages for manufacturing and MRO, which I'm not speaking here today, but there is so much activity that we are doing. Like I've said, helicopter operations or seaplane operations. We have the air taxis, which are going to come in a couple of years. So keeping in track with what is happening across the world and facilitating it through the Indian reforms and policy ecosystem and making this one of the most priority areas of aviation. When you talk about aviation across the world, India has to stand strong, and India has to be one of the most able and strong partner anyone across the world should feel. So it is with that commitment that the whole ministry is working today. And if you look at how the government is also responding, I'll just take the example of the recent crisis that we are facing, the West Asia crisis also. We have done ATF prices increases, we have capped that increase at 25%. And our airports authority and all the other airports have been nice enough to cut down the landing and parking charges to 25%. And we are trying to provide credit support to airlines also. Earlier this week, the cabinet under the leadership of our Prime Minister has approved the credit line guarantee scheme, earmarking 5,000 crores to ease liquidity pressure on our airlines. I know a couple of airlines who have been eagerly looking at this. So this is a commitment from our side. And we are reacting immediately. Not that the crisis is happening today and we are reacting 6 months later. We are working on real-time basis, listening to you in real time, and also delivering our solutions in real time. So that is the result that we have seen in India, and this has created the confidence to be the global destination where there is clarity, capability, and also confidence. So to our domestic banks and our financial institutions, the government strongly calls upon you to step forward with greater ambition and take good opportunity benefit. And India's aviation sector is one of the most compelling investment opportunities in the world today and for the future. So do not leave that opportunity to be captured entirely by global capital. If you don't do it, someone else will do it. So might as well you do it and take advantage of it. And like I said, we are also extending the UDAN scheme, which is also another strong commitment. The government itself is putting 29,000 crores. So how much infrastructure, how much ecosystem, how much strong backbone support government is going to give to the industry, this scheme itself is a big example for that. So the pipeline of demand that Indian aviation is going to create in the future is assured to you. Now let us build the financial ecosystem to serve it. And each of these commitments flows directly from the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister of Viksit Bharat, which is a developed, self-reliant and globally respected India by 100 years of independence, which is the year 2047. His leadership has instilled in every ministry and every policy maker the discipline of thinking in decades, not just quarters or not just years, in decades. We are all planning how the next 2, 3, 4 decades need to be for this country. And aviation is very, very central to that vision as an enabler of mobility, of trade, of connectivity, and more importantly, of India's aspiration to be a hub nation in every sense of the word. The financial infrastructure we are building at Gift City is the invisible but also indispensable backbone of that ambition. And I am proud to serve in this kind of government that has the courage and clarity to pursue it. I have been strongly working very closely with our Honorable Prime Minister also, a great source of inspiration, and the clarity that he has in wanting to do things. And you take the best of the policies and with the kind of pulse that he has for the people of this country and the understanding that he has on policies, not just on how they are framed in 4 rooms, not just how they are framed on tables of the highest powerful rooms, but how that policy is going to impact the citizen of this country. And that is the true strength our Honorable Prime Minister possesses today. And it is always a great source of inspiration to work with him. And being one of the youngest ministers in his cabinet, I feel there is an extra added responsibility on me also, leading this sector in this most interesting and challenging time, that we all collectively, I always believe in teamwork. It is not just my individual responsibility to take the sector forward. We will facilitate it for you. But I believe the teamwork that we all collectively can do together and achieve the greatest strength that aviation can build to this nation. So that is the call that I want to give to all of you, honorable delegates and each and every stakeholder that is present here. A remarkable transaction for all of us, remarkable summit for all of us, that we are all collectively here today. And I sincerely hope that the rest of the session, the summit that we are going to do, the sessions that we have following up, you will all give us meaningful feedback that we can utilize it in the future, so that whatever is happening today, we have something to follow up on and in the future also. And I have, if you remember last time, I came here for the summit. I sat through all the sessions because I felt it was necessary for me to show that confidence to you, and also on the other side, I had too much to learn at that time. So likewise, I'm showing the same commitment. I will sit through all the sessions. I will listen to each and every one of you intently. So I once again thank everyone for showing that interest and commitment in this finance and aviation leasing summit that we are organizing today. And thanks to all the team members at Gift City, IFSEA, Government of Gujarat, and Ministry of Civil Aviation officials who have worked for many months to organize this event here today. It has been quite a strong commitment from all of us, and I see that vibe here, right here with all of you. So thank you once again to all of you, and I wish you all the best for the remaining session. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.